Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Talkin Tricks, and today we're back with the James Liu videos. I think we did the full variations before, but now we're moving on to cheat cake variations. Now, this is kind of spicy. Uh, this is gonna be it's only a 3 minute video, but I fear for.
Yes, it's gonna be spicy for many reasons because I'm sure from our original the one video from this series that we have done so far, we had some disputes that we made. But in particular here, we're not even going to necessarily agree that all of these tricks are from the same base trick
Yeah,
or follow from the same base trick. So
yeah. What are before we even watch this? Actually, what's everyone's definition of cheat cake? I think we mostly align, but still, I just wanna.
okay, well, yeah, no. In my opinion, cheat could refer to any one of many different types of vertical kicks from a variety of different takeoffs, whether that be the caner takeoff, the master takeoff, the tack takeoff, the rise takeoff, for some people's perspectives, and maybe even people who are taking off from all the way over in absolute um excuse me
Is it just taking off the right leg for you then? I'm curious.
no,
Like
I'm
if you're a
trying.
left twister.
Well, I would.
Yes.
Yeah, I got. You know what? I think. Yeah, no. I think that's in. Yeah, I think now that I'm thinking about it, it's a more succinct way to put it. Yeah, from what I can tell, and this is just I'm going off of all of the various ways people have used it before because trickers
Historically,
have
yeah.
been pretty exactly trickers have been very fast and loose with their application of cheat in the past. It's basically any one of these positions that they could achieve from their quote unquote cheat setup,
Hmm.
which took off of that leg. So
Yeah,
I will go ahead and just
and
say
and the
that one because that's
variations
the only thing important.
and the variations you're pointing to probably refer to really just varying degrees of what people would call over cheating, which is just like
Yes, exactly. People
jumping
people
off a
refer
different
to it
spot.
historically as overcheating, but because they never made a hard and fast distinction as to what cheat and overcheat was,
Hmm.
they all then necessary, you know, they all are a part of the same category until in then where you decide to draw the line as far as overcheating is essentially arbitrary.
Yeah, that was up for personal debate in the forums, of course.
Hmm.
So,
Right.
and was your homies who was never overcheated?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Jason's never over cheated a kick in his life, but
No, neither is Frank.
Nelson? I'm just kidding. I don't know. I just picked a random name. I have no problems with Nelson. Um, but I might also be aging myself with that one
But
too.
that's actually an interesting observation, though, the
Hmm.
cheat always is taking off. Or,
Yeah. Right.
yeah. But, like, there's not very many kicks that take off of solely the left leg, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that in mainstream culture, at least, right?
Yeah.
So,
To be fair, we're not big users of the cheat terminology. Like we're just trying to define something in the mainstream. But
Yes,
like
and we
we want
will. I
more
think it's also
specific.
worth mentioning that in the traditional tricking cheat terminology, cheat is used almost exclusively to refer to tricks. Excuse me, these vert kicks that we were referring to before, these ones that take off of your right leg. If
Hmm.
you're a side, left side
Twister.
trigger,
Yeah.
takes off of your right leg, but also either takes off of what we call the cheat step, which is a somewhat vague and ambiguous thing, but
Hmm.
which you could recognize if you've ever seen it in tricking videos of
Well,
people
maybe
doing
maybe we'll see it
cheat
right here so
step,
we could
cheat
show
setup.
it.
Yes, we'll see plenty of people doing examples of it, I'm sure, in this video, so we can point.
it's quite literally just a
Uh,
step over.
but the alternative, because not all cheat kicks are done from this cheat setup in the traditional slash old school language, the other ones would always have been done from some vanish
Yes.
transition.
Yes.
So
That's was the next question I was gonna ask you guys, but you kind of beat me to it. So like for example, this next guy, it looks like he did something before he did this Fei Long. So would you count that as cheat Fei Long in the?
in the old school terminology, that was what I would have understood to be a cheat kick. Yeah, vanishing into it would have been, and that was because like the original cheat setup kind of in a way was set up to be a just way to walk into a vanish,
Hmm.
walk into the step that would lead to the same sort of foot pattern, even though it can't technically be a vanish, obviously. But
Mhm.
Yeah. Could you actually play that back from the beginning? I'm curious if it is a vanish.
Which one? The Fei
I
Long?
think it might be a
Yeah,
redirect
right
kick.
here. Yeah, right. I wasn't sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I meant. Is like, does cheat also envelop redirect? Because obviously this is a redirect by definition. But does
Yes.
that
No, no, no. I
include?
see entirely what you're meaning. Because, like, yeah, if someone does, for instance, in old school tricking, what if they do 540 redirect 540?
Mhm.
We would still consider that 540 to be a cheat kick in old school tricking
Do you
terminology,
agree with that,
despite the fact
Jason?
that they redirected into it. So, yes.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think Bryce is right. I would agree that, and like, yeah, I was actually going to append the redirect as an example because I felt like it was common enough back in the day
Mm-hmm.
to bring up.
Yeah. The reason I ask you guys these questions, honestly, I've never been a huge user of the term cheat kick, to be completely honest with you. So, yeah,
I was once upon a time. I've always been interested in this idea of tricking language, though obviously at varying levels of accuracy and complexity. So, once upon a time, I would have used it because I would have been trying to seek for some class of things,
yeah.
and I would have cared very deeply about it because I would have. Once upon a time, I was someone who was interested in kicks specifically, but
But to be
Yeah,
clear, oh sorry, go on.
I used to think of cheat as having its own family of tricks, and then I don't think that was. I do believe that it was reinforced by content like this video that we're watching right now.
Mhm.
Like that cheat had its own family of tricks and its own identity.
I think I had a
But
problem with this from the get go. I'm gonna be honest. I think from when I first watched this video, I hated it. But
you know what? Despite the fact that it's like looking back at it with an outside view, there are some glaring contradictions in the things that are presented. I didn't see those for what they were at the time. I just was trying to like fit a square peg into a round hole. I
Mhm.
was basically like looking at it as like, all right, how can I make sense of this as opposed to like, all right, these things can't fit together.
Right.
But
Cool. And so last question. So like let's say this guy did a B twist before doing this Fei Long. You guys would not call that a cheat kick.
no, we would have absolutely still called it a cheat kick.
So you would still, but did he use a cheat setup?
No,
no.
this is the thing. It's like
Okay.
vanishes are still also cheat kicks. Like things that you got, if you still got into the same sort of kick that you would have got into from the cheat setup in old school traditional tricking, then, but you had gotten to it from a vanish, we would have still called it a cheat kick in old school traditional.
Yeah, it would have been like B twist cheat 9
Exactly.
hook,
Yeah.
Yes.
and
Okay,
and
got it.
then following that logic, B twist, up or
Oh,
down.
now I know why I asked that because like I do remember maybe this is kind of like an older argument, but I feel like 5 or 6 years ago people would say like, "Oh, the 9 you do after B twist is a vanish 9. It's not a cheat 9." I'm like, "No, it's a vanish cheat 9." Like, you know what I mean? It's
Oh, yeah, it's
yeah.
right. Like I
Yes.
get.
The proto argument. It's the same. It's the same sort of it's pointing out the same contradiction that's led to our version of a consistent language.
Mhm.
So yeah, very very recognizable.
Cool. All right. Well, I would say that's a fail. So yes. Oh my god. That was a jump scare. I'm sorry.
And here we have a rise. One of the things I would like to point out. Let's take a look. Can we go back
Well,
to?
what's most interesting about this is it's not even the cheat setup for
Oh, he
Rise.
does like a
Man,
carry
it's
through.
but here's the thing. First, well, I mean, sure, he's doing a carry through, but like, man, what a great example of a rise. Because look, his foot is facing forward. He's like taking off from the actual not gosh, what is the thing?
Short,
Exactly. He's
ultra.
taking off from short semi instead of or short
Ultra. Yeah.
ultra, yeah, instead of absolute ultra, which is what many people would do for rise. And he's fully inverting, so it's like, yeah, that's like an actual really great rise shape. But also, what on fucking earth is Rise doing here?
Well, no, hold
I
on,
love
hold on,
Rise as
hold
much
on.
as the next guy, but why is he here?
No, 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 no. I think Rise. I identified Rise as being a part of the cheat family of tricks.
Are
Now-
you what now?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a kick, mind you.
It's
Okay,
Okay,
so
wait.
bad
it doesn't.
take, bad
If we're
take.
considering it like a cheat, part of the cheat family, and by that we mean like the historical, old school, traditional.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, that's true. Yes.
Yes.
What?
and-
I
and-
disagree with both you guys.
No,
Well,
wait.
no, I don't think it's actually like I don't think the cheat family of tricks makes sense.
Yeah.
But I do think it was a group of things that people grouped together.
Yes,
based-
and Rise and Cheat 9 were a part of that.
Oh,
group
because
together.
you're talking about like Cheat 7 Twist. Okay, I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Rise itself is obviously not a cheat kick. It does not belong
It
in
doesn't.
this. Well, furthermore, while Rise itself did historically belong to that cheat family of tricks, this isn't an example of that. This is a carry through Rise.
Yes.
Right?
So there's
like,
times where you could have a cheat type rise in the I'm just gonna say the biblical sense because Jesus Christ.
in the biblical sense.
Like,
yes.
like,
Yeah, but this actually wasn't. This is just a rise, but it was a
Okay.
really good rise.
okay.
It was a really
It's
good rise from my modern perspective.
Oh no, this is amazing. This is actually just a counter example to the whole video.
But which is incredible because
It just doesn't belong here for multiple reasons.
Like he's not even giving the most what's it called, like charitable version of the argument doing that. Anyway, Crowd Awakener, sure. I mean, it's just a tornado kick and you split. That's not much to say. I don't know why you picked that one too. Like,
Narrabong. Okay,
Wait. No, let's go back. Let's go back to the Crowd Awakener.
We haven't made it like 15 seconds, but also, what a great example of how much tricking has changed over a period of time. Because Narrabong, like that's an example of a combo.
yeah.
Because it's got multiple foot placements in it. Whereas in today, we wouldn't consider this a single trick. In previous days, the distinction between trick and combo element wasn't actually as precise.
Yeah.
Right? There wasn't necessarily the trick to combo element boundary.
Mm-hmm.
There was just, these movements that you could do, and you could do longer ones or shorter ones.
I think it borrowed that from b-boying. Like, you know how you could just keep flaring? Like, you just keep doing it. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like how do you do half? This is the thing, is like, how do you do half a flare? And I guess, maybe you could come up with a way. And, how do you do half a backflip? Maybe you just stop halfway in between and do a belly flop or something, right? But there's got to be, at some point, we got to find a trick that doing half of it just doesn't really make sense. So
wait, I don't know what you're saying. So you're saying we should have it like that, or that any tricks that you can't find the halfway?
No. I'm saying that I think that this innovation that we've come down to, where we have individual divisible tricks and then we base everything off of them, the base trick terminology, I think that fundamentally makes sense, because there are some tricks where it doesn't really make sense to talk about half of them, or at least it's not useful. For instance, when we talk about the base tricks, we can define in the minimal motion convention the idea that you make it around to the next position, the next position from a full rotation. There's no real reason to define the base trick to be a half rotation. Like, you could, but you don't gain any generality from it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no Bravo's.
Or rather, not a half well, it is a half rotation, but I should be clear what I mean by a half rotation. Not a half rotation in your twisting direction, but a half rotation in your flipping direction, so that the base trick is you literally like landing on your head.
right.
Like, because nobody's gonna do that base trick. So.
Yeah, I'm glad we've moved past talking about Narrabong and Billabong, whatever the other one is. I forgot.
Autobahn.
Sorry. I literally couldn't think of it, and so I was just this. I refused to learn them on principle. Like, I remember learning about these, and I was like, I'm not gonna tell you which one has a round kick or not.
And Autobahn.
I'm sorry. Like,
I'm literally 14 years into tricking, and I cannot tell you which one is which either. Like,
yeah, no.
I know what they are.
I bet you I can't even tell you from this video, because I can't even tell if this dude's kicking.
Okay,
or not.
honestly.
No, he's not.
Like,
oh wait.
what's
Yeah,
great
like
is
when
this,
does the Autobahn and Narvon begin
So
there? He does both.
Autobahn is supposed to be the one with knees.
What?
And Narabong is supposed to be the one with actual completed rounds.
I would
I
have
believe
told you
that's
the
true.
opposite.
Not from that clip. Yeah, no, you wouldn't conclude it from that clip. So
Wait, and can we also go back just really quick
Yeah.
to the Crowd Awakener?
Yeah, you
Like,
do.
I don't know what it is, but this clip is just awful. And I think what it is that you just can't see his feet. Like, you can't see the ground. Like, he lands and he just, like, I mean, you know he does because you see it, but like,
Yeah, I feel like they're. Yeah, like maybe he could have even just done it himself, and like it would have been better. Like, you know what I mean? At a gym or
anything.
I don't
really.
know. It's
That
not
clip is
hard
just-
to cheat Crowd Awakener. You
Or
know?
maybe that is him
it's a
doing it.
really, by the way,
No,
this
it's
is
not.
a really exceptionally good 540. Like considering all the shit we've been talking about,
Oh.
literally everything else here. But like this 540, holy
That's a
fuck,
wushu
anyone.
ass 540.
Yeah, it's not what I would use as an example for 540.
God
to be
damn.
honest.
Well, because like
I mean, it's good.
obviously so far over rotated. It's like this
Yes.
this is a 540 half gyro, obviously.
Yes.
Ooh, guys, actually,
It's
if we get
so
the
good.
if we get the microscopes out, I actually think he lands on his left first. Let me double check that. Oh, let's
You're
go.
fucking wrong.
Yeah, so he lands
No,
on
I
Talkin,
said left.
Or,
Oh,
Mega.
excuse me. Excuse me. You know, you're totally right. Yeah, holy shit. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Isn't that
Dude, he could have been hitting vanish combos out of that way back then, and he just wasn't because he felt like doing hand forms in the middle of his combo. Crazy.
bad
That's
choice?
crazy.
Bad take. Dude, so many wasted potential.
I can't believe it.
Oh, I
He
love
feels
that phrase.
so good, by the way. Like he's so good.
Yeah. All right, we got side. Fuck, dude, I keep getting jump scared by the Rice tricks.
And there's literally.
Oh my god. I
Oh,
love
suicide
the-
swipe versus side swipe. I forgot.
By the way, yeah. There is no hot take. There is no difference. They are the same trick.
Yes.
Love you, Alex.
Yeah, it's I think we even like the modern. Yeah, no one says suicide swipe.
I was gonna say, and there's absolutely no like critique we can offer for Steve Tirada's sideswipe here. I mean,
No. I mean, these literally are just like. Well, here's the thing. Steve Tirada is doing a great example of the quote unquote he's doing a side swipe, but where you're doing a rise from the perp rise takeoff. Whereas Alex here, you see doing it from the parallel rise takeoff, the one where your leg is facing forward. Yeah, that's basically the only distinction.
Highlights low rise, bringing it back.
Fuck that shit. That terminology is so goddamn confusing because it doesn't matter. Like the height is not what's changing between the two of them. The difference between the two of them is where your foot is rotating to. So
Yeah.
just say the goddamn perp or parallel because that's what's actually changing.
Parafuso.
Yeah, I just realized this does our job for us, so we really don't have to say the names.
Well,
Why are we here?
unless it's just fucking wrong. That's the thing, right?
true.
It's almost like you guys didn't watch our last video or weren't even there. You recorded it with me.
Yeah.
Before we find out that this thing is fucking wrong, we gotta jump out and be crazy. Like we just.
Well, and this is another example though. Like this is not a cheat setup into. And while
Oh
Envergado-
yeah, you're right.
Well, Envergado was historically a cheat family
Yeah.
trick. It or biblically was. And
Biblically.
here, this is like some
this
false
is
idol shit.
obviously a swing or carry through. Well, wait.
Oh, it's carry through.
This is carry through. Yeah, this is a carry through, which is obviously not belonging to the old school cheat family.
Yeah. I also just realized, why did this guy do sideswipe first and then backtrack to Envergado? Like, I'm not crazy for
This guy, Donovan Sheehan.
No.
No,
The editor.
James Louis. Yeah.
Actually,
okay.
funnily enough, it's actually this guy. Is James Liu. I don't know.
James Liu, yeah.
But right, like I feel like they should do Envergado and Parafuso first before you go to 540 and sideswipe, because if you want to go in order of
I can
rotation.
see that. It's just to keep them kind of like together because they're kind of the same theme. Well,
But what I'm saying is, like, he's about to go to Cheat 7 now. Cheat 7 is a lot closer to 540 than Parafuso. Or I should say that 540 is
Yeah,
closer
exactly. Cohesion, keeping things that are close together, close together.
I'm saying he's not doing that.
No, Bryce.
No,
not that.
exactly. No, exactly. I'm saying.
Okay.
No,
exactly.
no, Bryce. I'm arguing.
I agree. I agree with what the idea you're putting forward. That would make sense, but he's not doing it. That's what I'm trying
Bryce,
to say.
they want us to argue, okay? Argue with me, Artie.
Make me
Bryce,
argue
like,
about something
no,
important.
I agree with you.
I'm trying to agree. I'm trying to agree with him, but he won't let me.
I refuse. All right. Hyper 7 is dope, dude. I wish I could do this.
Yes. Great.
All right, well, I just
Oh, wait, hold on. I actually.
what?
I can't believe I'm about to admit this on Talking Tricks.
Okay.
So I used to think like, we used to do battles all the time at the gym,
Mhm.
of course. And Ricardo was like, I was gonna battle Ricardo,
Mhm.
and I was convinced that learning Hyper 7 was gonna make me win the battle. I was like, dude, no, that's the game changer. If I can
mean-
Hyper 7, bro, Ricardo is nothing he can do about it. Like,
And did you do it?
no, I didn't.
Ah,
by the
fuck.
way.
That's why you lost.
I don't even think I battled Ricardo, to be honest. But like, I don't know. Like, for whatever reason, I thought I was gonna battle Ricardo, or like I was
Yeah,
expected to.
you're
and
prepping.
like, yeah, and I was like, dude,
Mhm.
I gotta have fresh combos, and
Yeah.
Hyper 7 is gonna be the one that does it.
I remember when we did King of Gym, I would literally specifically practice to be better than you. I was like, "Ah, what if I go against Jason? I gotta beat him next time. Like, it's just-
It's true.
Yeah. Hyper 7 isn't exactly a kingmaker, but it's a great combo element. It's great to put in there because nobody's expecting it.
it's also, we've been saying Hyper 7 this whole time, but this is a shitty name.
Yes,
Yeah,
and we
no,
all
no,
agree.
no. We're specifically we've been going along with the naming conventions that the video's been subliminally suggesting to us. But yeah, really, that's not what we would call this thing. We're just
At least it actually has like a cheat takeoff though. or
that
cheat
is
setup.
true. Exactly, it
Yeah.
fulfills the actual conditions of being a cheat kick that would have been previously accepted.
Guys, we've taken 20 minutes to go through the first 40 seconds of this.
God damn it! Let's
That's great. That's great.
All right. That's Mega 7, by the way, for anyone who wants to know what the actual,
yes, in your rotation convention.
7 double. Is this 7 double or double 7?
I would have called it double 7.
I would have called it double 7. That's why I'm confused. But 7 double, yeah.
But no, maybe not. Like, because 1080 triple makes sense too to me. You wouldn't say triple.
Triple
1080.
10. I might say triple 10.
You might say triple 10. Yeah.
No, you guys are both.
Could be the move.
You would say triple
1080.
12.
Hyper triple 12.
You would say hurricane kick, and you would say 7 double.
So you're a 7 doubler, Bryce.
No, I'm not. You guys are also 7 doublers. You've just somehow gaslit yourselves into believing.
I think Bryce is right.
We might be.
Nobody
I literally,
knows how you've done it.
that back
Because,
and forth
like,
was
I've been around you this entire time.
Cheat 7 double. Yeah. No.
cheat 7 double. Oh yeah, cheat 7 double. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, what's
Swing
going on?
7 double. Yeah.
Am I
Dude.
taking crazy pills? What's happening?
Maybe. We're just. It's okay. It's okay. Hyper 7 double. Fuck, dude. I hate this. Hyper 7 double.
I like how we are now backtracking again to like Jackknife too.
Well,
by the way. Like
also-
Jackknife would have been the bridge between
Oh,
540 and 720. Like, but
That's what
here
I'm
it
saying.
is.
We're skipping. Bryce, do you want to argue me again on this one?
On Mega 7 double.
No, on the order of things. Anyway, yeah, this is also the other thing about this is that I know we were always prefixers and sometimes still use hyper as prefixes, but I would say common tongue people say hyper at the end. So, yeah. Cool. Oh, yeah, there's your jackknife.
I like how Bryce is like we gaslit ourselves, and we absolutely did.
Yeah, we
It was crazy watching it.
This swipe knife is beautiful.
Oh, it's so
okay,
good.
it's gone.
Woojin, yeah. Wait, I believe is that Woojin Choi?
I don't know, actually.
And then,
It was either Woojin Choi or Ingun Yu.
Hmm.
One of the two of them.
and then even more unhinged. We're back to cheat 7 triple.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Wait, triple is at the end, right? Yeah,
Okay,
not triple
let's.
seven.
I think I would also like to talk about this Crowd Awakener knife because this is a problem that I've kind of always had with any Shurifa's quote unquote Crowd Awakener knives.
Oh,
I think that's
Christ.
just a jackknife.
Exactly. He
Yeah.
doesn't crowd away
No, no,
towards
that's
his target at all.
no.
You just fucking like look. Okay,
Look, it's
yes.
right there. It's right there, fully
You
extended.
hit the
I'm like,
middle, you hit the middle splits position, but you're doing it in the wrong fucking direction, so it doesn't count. What are you like?
No,
Look at
dude,
that.
this is the wrong axis. Like you have to be perpendicular to the plane of presentation to be able to count as a crowd
This is
awakener.
bullshit. That is a fucking round kick.
no, this
All that
this
counts.
angle is actually sufficient enough for me to call this a crowd awakener too.
By
Like,
your what's I think I know what barometer you're using, Jason.
what? No, do tell. What's my barometer? I'm curious.
Well, I don't want to be wrong now because it's really embarrassing if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you probably are wrong.
Okay, just kidding. Then I'm
Because
not.
it's literally a case by case basis, and this just happens to this is sufficient. For me.
Okay,
I'd
I'm
call
glad
this
I
crowd
didn't say
awakener.
anything. I was just thinking about Isaiah and how he talked about crowd awakeners.
I think there's a failure. Like you, the ideal crowd awakener occurs with your legs in the same plane, like in the same horizontal plane.
Right.
Or parallel to the ground. Excuse me.
Yeah. Jackknife for me. Sorry.
Zach.
Paraknife.
See, and now we're back to just two kicks. Like,
Yeah, what's happened? I agree.
Well, the double leg is actually two kicks at once. So
Also, Mogwai, what happened to this man?
I have no idea.
he's been gone for at least a decade, Bryce.
He handcuffed like Corked at this gathering once, and then Jesus Corked, and then like that's the only thing we know about him. Like
Wherever.
No. That's not true. That's the only thing you know about him, Frank. Mogwai is actually a biblical tricker.
oh
Okay.
okay cool
Yeah, he actually is like Old Testament. Like,
Wherever he is, I hope
angry.
He's doing well. I hope that man is having a good life.
He deletes whole
I hope
villages.
he's retired to his farm somewhere off in the fields.
Probably. What a name. Where's he even from? I don't even know.
I have no idea either.
Hyper jackknife is crazy terminology for this thing that's like I don't know what to call that. Like you know what I mean? Like this is not
What do you mean, Mega Jackknife?
that's barely a kick. He like illusions out.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like the round kick, the quote unquote round kick here is not very substantial. But at the same time, like what people were willing to accept as kicks at these times. Well, okay, there was sort of the
I get it. Like,
remember that one time when one of Guthrie's friends tried to do a snafu and then
I talk about this all the time. Yeah, absolutely.
He only made it to semi, and Guthrie was like, "If you want to argue with me, then like I'll battle you." There was this certain level going into early tricking of like, all right, if someone high level or someone connected to a high level does a thing, you just can't argue with it because they have more rep than you, and they can just claim credibility that you can't.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what's going on there. Like Donovan Sheehan's kicking credibility was so high that he could sit there and be like, look, guys, this is a quote unquote hyper jackknife. Ignore the fact that
I'm completely horizontal.
Well, I mean, ignore the fact that I would make fun of other trickers for if they did kicks like this.
Yeah, these were the
Like,
kick elitists for sure.
I would, without any irony, go and try to shame other kickers if I saw them in clips do kicks like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. This is an impressive trick. Don't get me wrong. This is cool.
No, absolutely not. No. Exactly. Don't take away from the fact that like the trick that is done here is not a legitimate trick or isn't worth doing. No. It's just not what's being named, or not even the equivalent in the system, the old school system of what's being named here.
Right. All right. We made it to the 9s, guys. That's pretty good.
That kick was actually exceptional.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Old time's sake, like it was nice.
And this Fei Long, dude, the 9 Fei Long was
That's
good.
the reason why it was.
Wait, was it?
Exceptional kick is because it was another Andy. Yeah, you can't recognize Andy Lee when you see him.
No. I didn't see the Fei Long on the 9. I wanted to make sure it happened.
I would say it happened. Did you see it?
No, it literally freezes as he's about to do the illusion kick. Okay, yeah, okay, that's sufficient. I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I think I
pretty
just
good
want to make
kick.
sure.
9 pure fuso, sure. It
No,
was
I
like
don't know.
it was like tack. It's hard to say.
Well, okay, wait a minute. I mean, I'd give it a vert kick.
No, I don't think so.
It's not okay. Yeah. Like the fact that he puts his head down right there at the end is like very questionable. But I honestly kind of think his feet are landing. Yeah, it's like simultaneously with him becoming horizontal. So it's kind of hard to say that his inversion happens during the flip.
Yeah.
So I give it a vert kick, even though it's like certainly I don't know if it's the best executed 9 parafuso, but hey, what the fuck? It's a style of executing it.
Sure. And we can delete this one. He's irrelevant anyway. Hyper 9. Cool. 9 dub.
Should have been 9. Should Hyper 9 should have been 9 swipe.
Wait, okay, so look. Oh wait, no, okay, sorry. I thought they said double 9. My bad. I was about to like lose my shit. But
you're cringe, Frank. You're cringe.
I am. Wait, hook. Wait, where was the hook?
It's
Oh.
right.
Which should have actually just been 9 triple, but
well, I mean, already exposing the ambiguity of that name.
Of course.
Yeah, there's we have 4 kicks that could happen there. So
we have another
doubles.
9 triple.
Oh, yeah. That one's cooler. Dude, I always wanted this one specifically.
Yeah, so that would have been 9 triple or triple 9 or 9.
Wait,
triple.
How do you come up with that, Jason?
Well, it also would have been is what I'm saying.
Oh,
like
okay.
Bryce suggested, like that is another instance of 9 triple.
Sorry, I'm just trying to start fights.
I know you're. I know. And I'm pretty sure that round is actually like Parafuso round's actually like a late round.
Yeah, exactly. It's what we would consider to be a late round, as opposed to the rounds that come out in the mega position, which we would consider a true round.
Yeah, he would have to be kicking in the direction of the camera there for
exactly.
Oh, guys.
Or at least have his hips turned in our direction.
This is the same trick as before, except he rounds at the end. Oh my god, he didn't even hook.
Yeah, no, he doesn't even hook. That's the best part.
No,
it's just a double 9.
It's like
but this is also triple 9 triple.
The naming of that trick is riding solely on the fact that like Donovan Jihan was the best example of what the kickers had at the time period.
Yeah, the kickers.
I still don't think that people are doing this. Like, even though it's like well within skill level, like.
Yeah.
People.
Well, here's the thing: it's also not the most interesting thing you can do if you were a kicker.
I guess that's true.
Like the idea of taking an individual kick and just like putting more kicks in it, like okay, to some extent, that's all right. Like an individual kick varying it, that's cooler than not varying it. But it's less interesting to just have one kick in your combo that's super fucking saturated with kicks than it is to have a kicking combo where each one of them has like a little variation, a little extra kick or a little extra spice in it. Like if you have like a 3 to 5 hit kicking combo where each one of them is like a non-standard kick or non-standard version of a traditional kick, that will carry you a lot further than just one of these things, in my opinion.
And that's kind of what I was getting at. I was like, if you could replace instances of cheat 9 with multiple instances of like triple 9 or double 9s, like.
Yeah. All right, boys, we're at it. Is Takuraba a cheat kick?
Yeah, definitely not a cheat kick.
Not a cheat kick, no.
I don't think it's a cheat anything.
No, it's definitely part of the cheat family.
No, exactly. It's like as long as we're
biblically
a family of kicks belonging to the old terminology, as soon as it hadn't inverted, it was okay. The second it inverted, it was suddenly no longer a cheat kick, and it doesn't belong in this video. So I don't know why it's here.
Look at this tack taking off from front side, and it's.
Yes. Also, this is really another thing, an issue across all of time and space. But like, tack and rise are different tricks.
Yes.
And
yes.
The reason they are different tricks is because they take off from different foot positions.
Yes.
And so you should be very mindful of this if you want to do one versus the other.
So if there's a lot of like 9 triples, 9 doubles, like I have to imagine there's like got to be even more 9 quads, right? Like. What's the math on this?
Wait, what do you like people who have done it?
No,
Like
not. I'm just meant
okay.
like permutations of like kicks you could perform.
Do you
in quad.
consider all of these kicks?
Uh,
Hook.
Some of these just
well,
just
wait.
like
Can we
that
go back?
right there. That
Wait,
right there,
this
right?
is
Look at that shit. That was that is a collision of a foot with a pad, but that's not a kick.
yeah. He doesn't round that. That's
Agreed.
crazy.
But talking about things that aren't kicks, like the tack 9 earlier is absolutely not a kick either. Like, there's
Oh
no
yeah, let
kicking
me
that.
look at that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He just eagles. I don't think tack 9 is really a thing anyway. It's just tack round. Like
Do
it's
we have
not.
any
Tack
do we
twist
even
round.
Tack
this is a
twist round.
crazy thing. Do we have any kickers who have actually given examples, like modern examples of cheat 7 triples or cheat 9 quads? This is something that
I think I've seen.
I know I
some-
obviously just like talked shit about it a second ago, but like
Mhm.
are any kickers actually doing that in any way whatsoever?
Not 9 quads that I know of.
Definitely
Like
not
I
quads.
know we obviously have like the highest rotation level of vert kicks nowadays as ever.
Yeah.
We have like people doing cheat 16s and shit, but
Yeah, it's kind of hard to demonstrate the 4 kicks in the 9 because I feel like your legs start to look like you're just like helicoptering out. If that makes any sense.
well, no, that's the
Like,
thing.
I
That would still be okay. It's when the knees start to bend during the actual moment they should be extended for the kick.
yeah.
Right? Like that's what's going wrong during this thing here. It's like when he should be doing his quote unquote round kick, his knee is completely like at a 90-degree angle. So what the fuck round kick are we talking about here?
Right.
Like his other kicks he ends up extending for. And so even if he's extending during the non-kicking portion of the trick for some of the other bits, that's sort of acceptable. You don't necessarily like as long as he's kicking during the right bits, that's okay. The fact that he's not necessarily chambering during all the non-kicking bits doesn't necessarily hurt anyone's feelings. But it really is the chambering during the kicking bit which makes things seem like immediately dismissible. So
Yeah.
not that it isn't really fucking hard what he's doing, by the way. I know what it. Some people might be like, "Oh, holy shit, you couldn't do that." Like, yeah, no, I know I couldn't do that. That's not the point. That's not what I'm talking about.
I also have no real interest in trying that.
Yes, exactly. It's like of all things in tricking to be good at, this is not necessarily what I consider the most interesting at all. But you know, to each their own.
We got an H-bomb
Classic
here.
H-bomb.
Bombs, yeah.
Pretty good. Now we get 540 gyro? That's crazy.
Cheat 720 twist. All right.
Yeah. Cheat sounds funny. Yeah. I mean, knowing what we know now about how they, do stuff, I guess it fits. Superman 720 twist round. Like,
this deserved its own spot, obviously.
yeah.
Like,
Dude.
don't forget the Jesus Christ one.
Yeah.
So I guess since all those are over now, what's everyone's thoughts here on cheat 720 and 1080 twists? What are your?
They're
I love
hard.
those tricks.
Where do they belong? Like where do they belong in the cheat framework for old school, and like where do they wind up in the modern terminology that we've come up with?
I mean, I think they're just rises.
Yeah, they're just evolutions of Rise.
Yeah. They don't belong in cheat.
In the modern terminology, yes, they are just you're either doing some parallel rise takeoff or you're doing a perpendicular rise takeoff.
Yeah.
And traditionally, perpendicular takeoff is the one that people usually are talking about when they're talking about cheat 720 or cheat 1080.
But even in the, I don't know, I feel like
Even in the biblical sense.
yeah, even when I was like a kid, I just don't think I would have called them cheat setups. Like even when I called it cheats on twist, I understood in my brain that it was a rise type trick. I wasn't like, it was just a naming thing. You know what I mean?
But if
I don't know.
Rise was a cheat trick.
I've seen some people go all the way to like straight up caner takeoffs with these things, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And still call it the same thing. And I don't know whether or not to give that to them or not. So
yeah, I mean at that point that's just like a judge's criteria. Like you just kind of have to judge for yourself because there is some wishy-washiness.
This is again evidence of the reason why like this term just doesn't show up in BTT because like what the fuck 1080 twist, holy shit, could you imagine a more fucking ambiguous name for something?
Yeah, so vague.
Good lord. Yeah, no, this is just not a name for anything in BTT because exactly this, there are like a whole lot of different base tricks to which this could be referring
Yeah.
to you doing.
Most people nowadays call this Cali, but if you want like a scientific term, I guess rise double twist.
And
know?
yes, that's specifically, perp rise versus parallel rise. Those are the ones where your foot is either facing forward or facing perpendicular to your direction of motion when you're taking off, not facing towards the camera, assuming you're twisting to your left.
Yeah.
I guess whether you're twisting to your left or your right, it's not going to be facing towards the camera.
Yeah.
But the one that I was just mentioning a second ago, the one where you go all the way to where your foot is facing the direction it would if you were in hyper/complete. That is the sort of Caner style takeoff, and that's different from what some folks might consider to be cheat 10/720/cheat twists. But there are also plenty of people back in the day who did their cheat twists that way and claimed that was their way of doing cheat twists. So
yeah,
this is somewhat disputed.
Yes. And then weirdly enough, after cheat 10,
snap. I'm talking about talking so much shit about Donovan's Sheehan earlier, so now I get to say something nice about him. Such a good snapu.
Oh yeah.
So fucking good. Everybody take some notes.
I love this version the best.
Even though it's perp, Bryce?
Well, it's like
it's perp.
Even then,
no. Jason's absolutely correct. Take a look at his foot on takeoff. It's not facing as forward as it ought to be, really, in my opinion.
Yeah.
For it to be considered a parallel, it really is more of a perp.
True.
That's okay. It's still incredibly inverted, which is really the most important thing.
I like the inverted part. Sorry, that's kind of what I was mixing up perp and parallel with. I like the
I've never I know it's probably pretty easy with how much I bring up the distinction. It's pretty easy probably for people to think that I think that perp rise and the perp rise base tricks suck, but I don't think they're bad. I just think when people do there are some tricks like perp snapu and others that people are more likely to do uninverted just because it's easier to get it done that way. And yeah, it's the uninverted bit that I don't like. It's not the perp bit that I don't like.
Can we also talk about how all these come after Cali roll? So it's like, I just don't understand if he's going by difficulty, if he's going by twist rotation, I don't really know.
I think this is just whatever the fuck he happened to remember as a cheat. Whatever he happened to think is a cheat kick.
Yeah. Cheat 10.
1080.
That's another one.
I got carried away that we weren't even.
That's not a gyro knife because he landed first.
To you, jackknife has to.
He literally landed on his foot and then he did the hook. So
is it
that's
late hook or something? Or not even?
Yeah, no, just not even.
It's not even a late hook. It's
just bad.
A rapid hook.
Cheat 10 knife is dope. This is actually the only way that I can fucking hyper 9 is if I hook after.
Well, boo-hoo, Frank. I can only hyper 9 if it's a
and from B twist it can't just be standing, I just can't hyper 9 is what I'm trying to get at.
Hurricane kick.
Different from the cheat 1080 triple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're gonna call something a triple, call it the hurricane kick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. It's which kick was it?
Wait, what is? Okay, look.
There was no middle kick.
This is what I'm saying. It's which kick was that?
What the fuck? This is just a hook and then a bunch of twists and then a hook again. That's all this was.
His foot collided with the pad, but that wasn't a kick. That's bullshit.
I guess the intention was 9 knife with a hook at the
I
end.
think so too.
Or 10 knife, I should say, but yeah. Hurricane kick, jack.
Okay, you know what?
I mean, it's not pretty, but
no, exactly, but it fulfills all of the criteria that it needs to.
Yeah, and there's 12, which is that Dan Pillock? I was under the impression Dan Pillock was the first 12.
He was. I don't know who this is.
What a weird technique.
Okay, you're saying weird, but this is actually how I used to do my cheat kicks. I actually
Holy,
no.
The way he's bringing his legs together like that.
Yeah, the bring your legs together. Actually, Camp taught me that, Jason. Camp was like, you should do that with your legs, and I did that for the
like
longest.
a genie.
That's so weird.
It
That's
was
so
fun.
far away. That's so far away from the optimal strategy that I know of.
Oh no, it's
Because
it's
like
so
because
shit. Yeah.
well because like the whole thing you want to do is kick afterwards, and so you need to have your hips separated. So like if you start with them close together like that,
Hmm.
you can't do any hip motion. So like that's so weird.
Yeah. I eventually ended up switching. Um, but yeah, that was a habit I had for a long time because of camp. Um, but yeah, so I think that's the video. I'm actually curious to see what some of the comments say really quick. Um, but yeah, overall, what's your guys' impression?
Uh, I think we should take off and nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Yeah. I love this. Make an updated version, great vid, but terminology has changed a bit.
That you know what? Truer words could not have been said.
But the Fei Long looks like a rise. Okay. Isn't the first 540 a gyro? It's close.
God.
Cheat 14 and quad cheat 9. They already put quad cheat 9 in this though. Just a shit one. This is my favorite comment.
Just sure thing.
That's it.
Man, tricking has come a long way, and what we know of as belonging to different families of tricks. God damn it, we still have sort of like this responsibility ahead of us of making our own version of the tricking family, like the follow-ups to these James Liu videos, but where we do it for the different base tricks.
If I had better editing skills, I would totally do it. Cause yeah, it's
Well, I think the starting place is just to make the list.
yeah. Oh, yes, absolutely. Are we gonna include all the variations like Superman?
No. Fuck that. They're not important. None of those. None of the like the figure four or the fucking
Or the Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Exactly. None of that shit. Sorry. So none of the stall backflips. Like so that's not that those are variations that are too minute and like insignificant to the overall shape
Mm-hmm.
of what's going on for us to actually spend time labeling. You can do them if you want. I don't fucking care.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. Let us know if you like this type of video in the comments below, or if you like just our regular dissects. We'd be more than happy to do more of these. These are definitely like I know we just spent like this whole fucking basically hour just shitting on this, but this is actually like my childhood. Like I would watch this. Me and Bryce were just talking about how like we'd watch it like 5 times a day and like study the blade and really understand. But yeah, so let us know and hope you guys have a great day.